Okay, good. Good morning, and welcome to Philly Hot Radio. We are broadcasting live on YouTube channel. We are broadcasting live on Facebook Live for those who are about to tune in to Facebook Live. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. We got a radio show. It's important that we say we. For those who are watching us around the world, we're about to get started. So for those who are about to tune in to watch us, you can go to WW Philly. That's 2 H's. So what we're doing right now, we're getting our phone lines and making sure that the phones are working so the listeners and those who are calling us can call up. But in the meanwhile, we're going to start the show because nothing's going to stop us, because we have a lot of good information that we want to give our audience. This is our show. We have a show here, and we hoping that those who are about to tune in to watch us, that they come in, enjoy this show with us. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We are broadcasting live on Philly Hot Radio. So we're going to get started on this show here. So keep things in order. So what we're doing right now. Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook. Gotta click on it. Gotta reboot yourself. Hi, and good morning. Yes, so what we're gonna do before we get into the show and the topic, we're gonna talk about what is going on. Yesterday, all this week, we've been talking about the violence in the city of Philadelphia. Yesterday, a 37-year-old woman got shot 5 times. And even South Philly area, North Philadelphia. So I just want to make sure that anyone's watching me, that I say the facts of the location is important, where a woman was shot 5 times, a 37-year-old black male woman that was shot, and they are still looking for the shooter that have shot this female. It's amazing when we're seeing so many things when we deal with gun violence in the city of Philadelphia, and it bothers me where those who just sitting home and not paying the close attention because it's not your family member. We have to get out of that and really focus on, and I was reading an article where they have not been investing money into solving crime. They have not been investing money into the outstanding murder rates in the city of Philadelphia, and where it was an organization that asking the city to take some of that federal money and state money and city money and put it in the poorest community where all the crime rates and death rates are at. And that we have round the clock men and women that are willing to volunteer, or those who we can find a decent ways to get men and women to come out to walk around the street and really going in the deep valley of some of these areas where crime rate is definitely is rising. We're seeing young kid got 15-year-olds got shot Monday and killed. 7 people died one day. All of a sudden now, here goes somebody 37 years old, a female woman. But because we're talking about these common topics, I don't believe where the community should be in a raw right now. So we're seeing certain things that are happening in the city of Philadelphia, and it kind of bothered me that we're not getting the support where mostly people that want to be a part of this city, want to be a part of the big platform, and some of the celebrities and some of the artists, even the NBA and the NFL and some of the other sports events and those who are big in the city of Philadelphia, even some of the celebrities that are living in the city of Philadelphia, we have to come up with something. A 37-year-old woman was shot 5 times deadly in the streets of the city of Philadelphia. That bothers me. Also, a 15-year-old boy was killed in the streets Monday. Also, we had 7 deaths in one day. It's up to 63 murders in the city of Philadelphia. Hey, Dr. Rock, we have Dr. Rock live on here. The phone lines are not working right now, but we are working on the phones right now. Well, thank you, Dr. Rock, for you telling us that you may not be here because of your obligation that you're doing. So we appreciate. So so what we're gonna do? Just reboot that. So what we are doing, we are here live, and the master and the guy that's behind the scene that study his craft is here today. Nova is here, and we're here today, and we're going to talk about, for those who maybe are willing to really pay a close attention of the new technology, what we're going to present live on Philly Hott Radio. And it's important that all of us take heed. But right now, we are talking about a woman that was 37 years old that was gunned down in the streets of the city of Philadelphia, and where we are still dealing with the 15-year-old boy that was killed Monday, and also 7 people died in one day in the streets of the city of Philadelphia. So now we up to 63 deaths in the city of Philadelphia. It is only January the 10th or the 11th today. So we're looking for our callers, those who like to call in. It's important that we really discuss this topic. It bothers me that we're not getting what we need to go. For those who are watching us, we definitely live on Facebook, and we're live on the YouTube channel. So let's continue to do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into the show, because I know a lot of people are waiting and really want to know. For those who took their money invested, maybe we want to talk about some new stuff. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring Nolan here. He knows more about it than I do. So we're going to do a little introduction that before we get started. But he's going to introduce himself and first, because it's important for the audience get to know, because we have a radio show. So it's important that the audience get to know who you are. First, let them know you're born and raised in Philadelphia, whatever you want to talk about, your journey took you where you at and where you at today, and how you really got started. So this is your part of the show.
Yeah, well, I got started back in, I would say in the 80s. And how I got started was in recording music. So in the 80s, we had cassette tape recorders, reel-to-reels for the recording studios that we were using. Then sometime shortly after them 80s, maybe around 86, 87, digital technologies for the music start coming out. So they had things like a digital delay for your effects. As these things came out, I started getting heavier and heavier into the recording scene. So I already knew that digital was going to change the whole recording industry, which it has. We see this whole industry has transformed. All the old technology with the analog stuff is gone. Everything is digital now. Even far as we have streaming music through the internet, through our phones. So everything digital just took us to a whole new level as far as music and video. Fast forward to today, the same thing is happening with the money. The money system is going digital. It's going digital just like sending emails. Sending an email out to somebody is easy as pie. Once the internet came out, you can just send information. So the money system is going to it's going the same way. We're going to be able to send out money the same way we send out an email. From my phone, I will be able to send you money, somebody in China money, somebody in Africa money directly to their phones, peer to peer. So in essence, what the internet did for information is about to do that for money. So on all our phones now, I would say we are all libraries. Everybody has a phone and they just a library. You can get any information on your phone, Google, you find any information you want, you can send it, we can share it with each other easy. Now what's happening is the money's gonna do the same thing. We're gonna be able to take and send our money, and we can actually start setting, if people, well, we might not do it this show. We have to get these phone lines up and working, but say next show, if these phone lines don't get up and running correctly, we can actually share how to set up a wallet on the phone, and people can set up a wallet and do a transaction with some Bitcoin. If anybody in here has Cash App, on Cash App you can buy Bitcoin in Cash App. You buy Bitcoin in Cash App, and you can convert your Bitcoin right to USD and send it to your bank account, and vice versa. You can send Bitcoin into your Cash App, convert it to USD. You can take and buy Bitcoin on your Cash App and withdraw the Bitcoin and send it to a personal wallet, or send it to somebody else. So the whole money system is changing, and we have a lot of tools that we got at our disposal that's going to make everybody a bank. We're all going to be walking banks in the near future. There will be, like, you're still going to be banks, but we don't need to have a middleman when it comes to our money. We'll be able to self custody our own money without that middleman. And that's just a basic breakdown of what's about to happen. We send out some information that we're going to give out some books to our callers. The phones are not working at this time, so we'll probably reconvene and do the show next week, or maybe the week after that, once we get the phone lines up and running. But for right now, I guess we can just do we can interact on Facebook and YouTube for right now.
So, for those who are watching us, and before we get started, because of technology, and we know that I have watched some of the big radio stations where technology things happen. We know that it's snowy in certain areas where towers can be effective too. So but we're going to go on with the show. And for those who are interested, you can use your comment on Facebook Live, and then you can explain to us if you have any questions. For those who are new people that have never experienced a whole new way, the way that money is building around us without having cash. And for those who maybe have a new way where you can have your own wallet inside your pocket, and you can always, every day, you can look. And because we're hearing so many other people that can't even sleep because of the money, and how this thing is moving fast and it's spreading super fast around the world. And most people that are in the internet are attuned with it and are excited. Those are the ones that can't sleep because they don't want to miss out on the break. Because a lot of people depend on credit unions and banks all their life, where you can become your own banking account. Your own guy can check your account and have your own account number instead of going to a bank credit card. So you can become your own credit card of having a wallet inside your back pocket. Won't you explain a little bit about how you have the control of your destiny, how much money you put in, and what you want out? If you put in little, then you expect little. I know that a lot of my audience, and I was talking to a lot of people that's retired from jobs, where a lot of them go with the credit union, or they go with their job and allow the money to stay it will stay in the pension funds. And when you have people that bank on the bank and they pension funds every month the check come in, don't you know the company take your money and the same thing that you're trying to do? And because a lot of people have never learned another new way how to take, and a lot of people are afraid to take their money, their whole pension saving to something else, that's when they get rattled. So they are comfortable with the $3,000 that they get a month. And also they are comfortable with the Social Security check that they get. I don't know you can do Social Security check and take it out and make your Social Security check goes into the funds that every month you want your money to go in there and you want all your money going there. But the difference is that you will see something growing instead of spending it. You will see a different pay every day into your account. If the stock goes up, your money goes up. So I'm still learning. I'm getting hand-on experience, and I'm hoping that I'm explaining to my audience for them to get excited and maybe talking the language of those who are people that depend on their Social Security and are afraid to take their pension out to something new that'll get them excited. So how do you get people to get excited with this new this new buzz? I'm gonna call it a big virus. It's like a virus that's going on, but this is a good virus. So how do you get people to really get excited, and those who are there right now are excited and taking chances where most people are not educated, and for years they have never reached out to get more educated? How do you get people excited? Because we have to say something to get people excited, interested. So how you been getting people to get excited the way you're approaching them? And for those who are watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube channel right now, and I know that our audience, but sorry for the phone lines. Some reason the phones are not active today, but that is not going to stop us to do that. For those who like to call in today, usually the phone was working all week, but today it's not working for some reason. But I know that God is going to make these phones work before this show gets started.
Well, see, I don't really try to get people excited, so to speak. The main thing I do is try to educate folks. Mm-hmm. So we do classes, workshops. We bring people in.
It's on now.
Okay. All right. So we do classes. Let y'all know the phones are working now, so folks can call in. But we do classes now to get people up to speed on education. So once you understand the technology, you can actually benefit from it. That understanding technology will actually help you get more excited. Because what I do is I'll set a wallet up on your phone at the class. We'll say everybody sets their own wallet up. Once they set their wallet up, mm-hmm. they can look at their portfolio. They can clearly see their portfolio growing. Once they see their portfolio growing, they get excited. Like I got a brother that came by day before yesterday. He was all excited. So he came by, I had $20 and then now it's $87. I want to buy some more crypto. So he started, made a couple more purchases. He want to put more in. And that's what happened. Anybody that want to make more money, if you know that you got $50 one day and then you come back and look at something and it's $300, it's going to change you. You're going to say, let me look into this and get a little more serious. So that's what get people excited. I have a friend of mine that actually sells CMOS. He just started a CMOS business, and about 8 months ago, I purchased $30 worth of CMOS from him 8 months ago. That $30 worth of CMOS that I purchased, he still has that Bitcoin. I purchased it from him in Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. That Bitcoin right now today is worth $120. So when he got it, it was $30. Now it's $120. So therefore, you'll say, if you're a merchant or you have your own business, you say, well, let me accept Bitcoin for payment. Why would I accept USD? Just keep taking USD. If I take some USD, it's going to be $30 the whole time. Mm-hmm. But if I take some crypto, I have a chance of that value going up. At the same time, you have a chance of that value going down because Bitcoin goes up and down. But right now, Bitcoin is on an upswing. You have Elon Musk. You have Apple. Amazon, all these companies are starting to accept crypto and bring crypto into their treasuries. MasterCard and Visa are talking about accepting crypto and allowing crypto to be used inside their system. So it's a lot of adoption happening right now if you just open your eyes and watch a little bit. But then there's a lot of, oh, it's a scam, it's a bubble, it's all, those kind of things. So if you hear it's a bubble, the first thing you ask yourself is, what is a bubble? Know what a bubble is. Don't just repeat, oh, it's just a bubble and that's all you know. Because if you know the biggest bubble right now is probably the United States dollar. When you printing money to infinity, you just keep printing money and printing money and printing money. What do you think is going to happen? You can't just keep printing money to infinity without that blowing up in your face. It's the same way, like we say, I give you an analogy. Bitcoin has 21 million Bitcoins. There can't be no more created. There's only 21 million. So I blow up a balloon, tie a knot in that balloon. That's 21 million Bitcoins inside this balloon. We imagining this now. 21 million Bitcoins inside this balloon right here. Then I take the United States dollar and I plug in a hose to the balloon and I start blowing that balloon up with the fiat. The United States are printing money to infinity. They just keep printing money, more stimulus, more this, more that. If I keep filling that balloon up, the hose is connected to it, blowing that fiat in that balloon, what's going to happen to that balloon? Eventually it's going to bust. So you have fiat being a bubble more so than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a fixed amount, so it's not going to just implode, but the fiat will just keep going and blow up, the USD. So there's a coin out that some people are really hyped up. Snoop Dogg, Elon Musk, I think Jake Paul, they all talking about this coin called Doge. We actually gave $25 of Doge away last week on the last show. So the Doge, a lot of people are hyped up about it. But I bought some Doge in maybe 2017. 2017, I bought $50 or $100 worth of Doge coins. $100 worth of Doge back then gave me about 100,000 Doge coins. That same 100,000 Doge coins, I actually sold half of them at one time. It went up. I traded in for like $500. I kept half, so I had 50,000 left. When it went up this time, Doge went up this time. Now my Doge is worth about $3,000. And that's off. I only spent $50 or $100 at the time. I forget which one it was, whether it was 50 or 100. But it's worth $3,000 right now. So you can put a small amount in some of these things and really make gains. It's not just Bitcoin. There's a lot of other different cryptocurrencies that we can deal with.
So, hi everyone. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. I want to thank those who are tuned in to watch. It may seem like what we're talking familiar language, but this is the real actually thing that's going on right now around the world, not just in America. They've been doing this overseas in China, other countries, and using the new way of money where you can go to department stores where you might feel short in your low, or you might be on a vacation somewhere where you having a great time and you maybe want to extend your vacation where you maybe in 2 or 3 years you never check your money and want to say, well, let me see what I got. Then you'll be surprised. You might go in your other account and see $5,000 or $10,000 been sitting there all along because of your busy schedule, where a lot of people have never learned this new way of money. Even for me, I am learning hands-on. And Philly Hot Radio morning show, we're trying to do something that is different. I posted on social media that we was going to be talking more about this show. But for those who like to call in, the phone lines are open right now. 484-477-6348. We have Brother Norman. He can tell you more about the language and classes that he has coming up. So those who like to go to class, those who like to go on the website to look it up, that's available. Also, that even those who like to call me, I can do my part to maybe share this information, what's going on when it comes to dollar and cent. So, someone wanted to know, as a beginning now, what is the price going right now for those who maybe never put their money in it? They're used to going to the bank, they're used to going to credit unions, but never invested their money into Bitcoins, other investments before, because half of our audience, maybe I'm hoping, where they're used to dealing with the bank and the credit union for so many years that they are conditioned to go that one way, but other people have found a new way to hide their money in these type of banks that makes them plenty of money. So for those who are watching, maybe not understanding the language, we're going to explain a little bit more on this journey about this new way of money.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
So there you go. Back to you.
All right, well, one Bitcoin right now is about 44,000 for one actual Bitcoin. We got a Bitcoin here. This is just a replica, so it's not a real Bitcoin, but I'm just showing you so you can see it. It costs 44,000. You can buy fractions of it though. You don't have to go buy one Bitcoin. When you buy a Bitcoin, you can take $20. When you go in your Cash App, you can look. It's so simple for you. You look inside the Cash App, you'll see it says, let's say buy $1, buy $5, whatever you want in there. The prices are modest. See inside the Cash App, that's where your Bitcoin at. I don't know if y'all can see that, but they have it set up. $1 worth of Bitcoin, $10, $20, $50, $100, or you can change and buy $10,000 if you'd like. So you don't have to put a whole lot of money in. All the coins are set up like that. They're where they break down in fractions. Bitcoin has something called Satoshis. That's how they broke down. It's little, just mainly it's fractions of a Bitcoin. So you can get a tenth of a Bitcoin. I think a tenth of a Bitcoin right now would be $4,000 because of the price. But you can buy smaller amounts. So you just buy small amounts, hold it, and you'll see your gains come later on. Bitcoin is not really that hard. It's just you have to actually educate yourself, get in the game. That's why if any callers call in, we will be giving out Bitcoin for Beginner book to any of the callers that call and participate in the show today. So if you want to actually learn something about this technology, call in the show, get you a book, get started. We reconvene on shows because I want to actually show folks how to set up wallets on their phone. So if you're a merchant or anybody, you want to buy some Bitcoin, you'll have your own wallet on your phone so you can actually purchase some Bitcoin. If you are a merchant, you got your own business, somebody may come in your store and want to buy some of your goods or something, you can accept Bitcoin and any other cryptocurrency for payment. So it behooves you to set these wallets up so you can be on the front end of this thing, because I know there's a lot of people, like I'll take you back to, you can look this up, the information is out there, just look up online, first Bitcoin purchase ever. It was 2 pizzas. There was 2 pizzas got purchased. The guy he wanted the pizzas delivered, think it was snowing, so he just wanted to see if somebody was delivering pizzas. He gave the pizza shop 10,000 Bitcoins. Forgot the year, it might have been 2010, 11 or something like that. He gave him 10,000 Bitcoins. Those 10,000 Bitcoins are worth millions today. So if you have a business, a very good move to make would be to start accepting cryptocurrency. And the first thing you need to do is start educating yourself. So call on in and participate with the show, and send in your email, and I will send you out the books for anyone that calls in.
Hi, my name is Showtime the Hype Man. For those who are watching, and a lot of us are trying to find other ways to make a financial contribution into our establishment, where we have tried some of the other resources like join the credit union or taking our money, or maybe we have some street money that we maybe does some stuff off the street where we don't know how to move our money, or those who deal with this nothing but cash all day long and not really dealing with the bank system or not really dealing with credit cards, and where most people have never learned how to move their money and make it work with you. That's like you get a loan from the credit union for $5,000 and you go out and buy some things and you're still paying a loan. Now imagine if you took a loan out for $5,000, put it into into the coins, and seeing where that $5,000 was worth your interest rate. Also, you're making more money by putting $5,000 in it. And also, you're paying a loan back, but 2 years down the line, that $5,000 going to grow every day. We have a phone caller.
Philly Hott Radio.
What's going on, Philly Hott Radio?
Hey, what's going on, my brother? What's going on, caller?
Oh man, I'm just doing the good work, man. Checking in on you, good brothers. Appreciating all the work.
Good. So go ahead and talk, caller. It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Well, I just want to say, the Dodge is going up. The XRP is going up. We definitely in the bull market. I don't know what's going on with our people. Well, I do know what's going on with our people, but
won't you talk about what's going on?
They can wake up out of their stupor very, very soon, because this Bitcoin and this cryptocurrency, this is our reparations. They're gonna have to realize that they're not gonna get any other way. So I'm really happy to be in the space, and the future looks very, very bright.
What is wrong with the culture of brown people where they're used to giving their money away to everybody else, and hegel a new opportunity for the brown people to do something that they have never saw before, and this should be spread in every home, calling your cousin, calling your neighbors. And the only way that we see it, that we get excited, where this is something new for us to learn and teach our kids at the same time, even get your kids started. Just like when they have the PF Bank when we little kids, when they to do banking. Imagine you take this money, or $500, and your son is 11, 10 years old, but they can't touch it till they get 18 years old. Where they have found a way, the other people, how to use all these different accounts for schooling, to prepare their children to buy them a house, for those who maybe want a boat because they have a lot of responsibility, but they got a loan. They take half of the loan money and take half of it and put it into some new money era where we are learning, teaching people today. Why it's so difficult for brown people to really pay attention when all the resource, the books, the information, and also you can Google what is available. What are you hearing out there? Because of our culture has never get excited about nothing, but they'll get excited about everything else that not depend on making extra money.
Well, the short answer is our people are under a spell. And that's just the way it is. And it's really simple. When you condition anyone want them. So your food is poison, the energy around you is poison, the information that you get into your body is poison, your music is poison, it's on the wrong frequency. I mean, what do you expect? So you had scholars like Dr. Henry Clark, Dr. Joy DeGruy, that basically tell you we're suffering from a psychosis that we don't even really truly recognize. So until someone that doesn't look like us says this is the right thing for us because we were conditioned to receive that stimuli, we're not going to move. They're not going to move. And that's just the sad and undeniable truth of the matter. But the point is this. The point is this. Those that are doing the good work know the challenge that are ahead because they're not in the same mindset. So one should not feel daunted. One should not feel what should I say, overwhelmed. Once you understand and truly comprehend what you're up against, now you can create strategies, and the morning show is definitely doing that, in order to combat the issue. Because I'm going to be very, 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 very candid with you. This cryptocurrency space hasn't begun yet. It actually, let's put it this way. It began in 71. The NSA created that hashtag in 71, the SSH-256 in 1971. They had already planned this decades ago, for the most part. But in 2008, they were recognizing, okay, part of the public's going to be ready for this. And this is including the European. So ultimately,
here are some
only in
results.
2021, it's only been 11, 12 years that crypto is even been a thought in people's mind. And because this thing is infinite, it's infinite. Cryptocurrency is infinite. If it took them another 5 or 10, 20 years, it still wouldn't really scratch what cryptocurrency can truly be. So I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be discouraged. I wouldn't feel daunted. All I would do is just continue to do the work, and you're going to eventually get that synergy, because once we catch it, it's over. We're going to see it. Once we catch it, we're going to claim it as our own, and that's exactly what's going to happen. It's just going to take a little bit more time. So I just say continue to do the good work, and just know that we will eventually get the masses of us will eventually get on board.
Wow. Well, we want to thank you, caller, for the information. For those who are watching us, it's a new wave, but we will get it. Would you want to say the piggyback, or do you want to say something to the audience and those who are, and thank the caller for calling up or giving that information, because phones are ringing. I'm hearing people trying to get through. So thank you, caller.
Thanks, caller, and send an email send me your email address. I'll send you out that ebook, 215-526-5333. 215-526-5333.
Thank you,
Thanks,
caller.
caller.
Will do. Thank you.
Thank you. So for those who are watching us, we're introducing those who love money. Who don't want extra money and seeing your money work for you? We have wasted money for a long time in our own community for years, and never knew where to put the money at, never knew how to manage our money. We think that real estate, they telling everybody get into real estate business. That is good, and for those who are in the real estate business. But we have found a new way that you can be your own boss and dictate your own money success. I want to make that clear. For those who are watching us, where you have to take chances where the documents and the proof showing that this thing is working. And just don't take my opinion. You can go online and see some of the stories where people had nothing and someone told them and they say, you know what, I'm all in. And we can talk till we blue on this set today. And y'all maybe not get it, and 10 years later, you'll look at me, damn, Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio Morning Show was talking about that, or someone on your Facebook page trying to tell you somewhere that lives in California, trying to introduce you to. Here, we have the master genius here today live, studying and educating more and trying to educate our people. You just heard the caller that half of us won't even get the whip of it. So for those who like to call up and maybe get a book, that's correct.
Yes.
Can you explain about the book and what's in the book for beginners that maybe not, if you're sitting home and you're not doing nothing, this is a good book to have a cup of coffee or tea, or in your relaxed time that you want to study something new and master that game. Just like chess, just like checkers, just like those who go to different these facilities to take your money in a slot machine or go to a casino where you're playing with roulette, but at the end, they win all the time. This is a winning situation. Can you tell our audience why it is a winning situation?
Well, first of all, let me get the expert thing out the window. I don't want you to scare nobody and think you got to be an expert to get into this thing. I'm actually not an expert. I'm just a regular person that lived my life in Philadelphia for most of my years, and I just actually got into the space, and I kind of felt it, so I understand how the space works. So I would say the first thing is we would need to understand what money is. Once we understand what money is, we'll understand why we could do things like Bitcoin or these cryptocurrencies, why you should do things like gold or silver, land. You want to do hard things that will hold the value of your money. So I would take, let's say, Bitcoin back to 2017 when I made the first purchase of some Bitcoin. My first purchase of Bitcoin, I went to a pawn shop in South Philly on Broad Street to buy Bitcoin. The first time I ever bought Bitcoin, and it kind of opened my eyes. It's the fact that I could go into this pawn shop with my phone, have my wallet on my phone. They scan my phone and send a Bitcoin in it. Here's $100. Bam, I got my Bitcoin. I took the Bitcoin and I put it in something that was a scam, actually, because that's the first reason I bought it, was to put inside this thing so I could make some more money. But that platform was called BitConnect, and it was actually a scam. So one of the reasons you have people kind of apprehensive about Bitcoin is because there's a lot of scams out here for Bitcoin. And crypto in general. There's a lot of scams, so you have to be safe and vigilant. Don't try to get no quick money. All that is not quick. It's a slow, steady progress that you have to do, just like any other business. You have to learn what you got to do. You got to get your techniques, your tools, learn them, and then you build your business up. So if you ever see, like on YouTube or internet, you may see somebody saying, send me 1 Bitcoin and I'll send you 10 Bitcoins. Know you about to get ripped off of that. Just don't send nobody no Bitcoin thinking they're going to send you more than what you sent them. It'll have like somebody like Elon Musk, Bill Gates is doing a giveaway, and you got to send him 1 Bitcoin and he's going to send you 50. Like, use common sense. So that's not going to happen. So there's so many scams that would scare a lot of people away. But what I'm talking about is just simply buying some Bitcoin from a reputable exchange, like even though it's not really exchange, like Cash App, Coinbase, Binance. These are different exchanges where you can buy cryptocurrencies. So we have classes set up for this. You can call me at that number, 215-526-5333, for more information on workshops to get people up to speed on crypto. I'm not advocating buy crypto and it's something that's going to help me so great. It's just something that everybody needs to know to help themselves, because there's a whole infrastructure being built around you. They got ATM machines all around the city right now. They got ATMs everywhere, and you've seen them and probably just don't recognize. You go in your little gas station right in your neighborhood, probably have an ATM that sell Bitcoin right now. One of the issues is, I think people have, when it comes to money in general, is they don't understand it. So the first thing you have to understand about money are the principles of money. You say it's three principles of money: unit of account, store of value, and means of exchange. If your money don't have a unit of account, don't have a store of value, and it's not easily like a means of exchange, it's not good money. And that's the problem. We have a United States dollar that it's a unit of account, it's a means of exchange, but the store of value is not real good. The store of value, the money is depreciating, so it's not storing the value. Where Bitcoin is storing the value, and if your money's not storing that value, you're really in a bad position. Now I'm gonna show you a graphic illustration of just what I'm talking about when it comes to money having a store of value. This is for YouTube right here, right? You see that? If you can see that graph, that information is showing you how the dollar is going down over several years, and how Bitcoin is growing over several years. When the dollar, years ago, you could get a whole shopping cart full of stuff and all kind of stuff with $100 or something. Then now you fast forward today, you barely get anything. So, but with Bitcoin, when Bitcoin first came out, you wouldn't get much because it wasn't worth much. But now, what can you do with 40,000? So that's graphic illustration I'd just like to show you. And maybe one day we'll get some screen captures where you'll be able to see these graphs, or I can email them. If folks want them, just call me and I'll make sure you can get these graphs and start seeing it for what it is. Also, is there any way that we could actually play a video or something, and they could actually see it real clear, or I would just play it through the phone for them to hear?
I don't think so. At the present time, we are not. I haven't. But that's something for those who. This is not the last time that, because we know that with our audience and those who are watching us, that what we're introducing you, that you're not going to catch it. This is our second show. So, but what we will do, we're going to be consistent and throwing things on Facebook and Instagram and some of the social media of different stories of those who, people just like you and me that joined it, but then some of them was critical or not joining at first, or cautious of not joining, but they got great stories. And these are people just like you, brown people, that was cautious or even doing something like this. For me, the reason why I'm doing this show on Thursday, because I know that it works. And you don't have to believe Showtime the Hype Man. And we're not here trying to sell you nothing that I'm getting something out of it, because we're not used to people turning us on to make extra money in another whole new language where you can sit home with your phone and your laptop and your computer, that you can watch your own money grow. Showtime the Hype Man can't get nothing that you put in your own account, in your own pocket money. It don't benefit me at all. But what I'm doing, because this is a community show and this is a we show, we're just trying to do something where most brown people are afraid to turn or get jealous if you get ahead when it comes to money. We have another caller. Call on Philly Hott Radio Morning Show, this Showtime the Hype Man, along with... Hello? Hey, hey, good brother. What's going on, Willie Gibbs?
Hey, I'm just calling you, see how you doing on the show, and what's today's topic, that's all.
Well, tell them the day topic is about the money.
Today's topic is cryptocurrency, digital money, the internet of value, the new money system that's out. We talking about Bitcoin and Litecoin and Doge and stuff like that right now. If you're familiar with any of the cryptos.
But what we're doing, Willie Gibbs, this is Willie Gibbs the Gladiator, the former USB middleweight champion. I was an advisor to his world champion title belt. But also that he's also he has a business where he deals with landscaping, snow removing. He has a business that also in the window service and building a janitor corporate, but a new style of the business and taking his company to another way. But what we are talking about where most people have never learned how to move their money and ship their money into other accounts, where we allow the banks and the credit unions, and we've been learned to deal with the bank, and then you hear people, that's a good credit union. But we trying to show that we found something not to benefit me, but because we want to show a whole new platform for our own people, brown people, that they're afraid to listen to another brown man or a sister that came up with a new idea and maybe creeped in a meeting where they saw 50 white people into this, where it was only one black, and they want to come out and spread and let y'all know that we better get with this and get excited, because these other people, and not to piggyback and say white folks, but they are building organizations and they are telling their friends, their mother, their grandfathers about this whole new wave of money, that American US dollar. Make an example. Me and Willie Gibbs went over Ireland, his last fight overseas. Remember, Willie? Where the bank told us that we don't any longer keep using our money because the money value over Ireland was no good. And man, I kept saying that the bank called me up overseas and said, look, Mr. Keller, you might go get some of that money over there because the American money is no good. Remember that? We changed and we traded money at that country that we was at. So I want to thank you for calling too, but this is something that I think that you will be interested in, and because just like if you want to save money for my goddaughter to go to college, and if you put $500 and let it sit till they get 18 years old, you'll have a full scholarship, everything to pay for your children's school without you even touch it, where other people, Chinese people and Asian people and all them do, they was taught how to save money, how to prepare their children to go to college or a great education. We have never been taught how to have that little bit of $500. You'll be amazed with $5 joining Bitcoins and digital money, where in 18 years, you will have everything paid for, and that be a stress that's off of you because you made a healthy decision for your child at that time, where other people have been doing it for years. We wonder why all of them, how they go to college and they got responsibility. They got a home down the shore. They got a house where I live at, and they work at the same job.
That's right. Yep.
Because they found another way how to move the money. But when we try to educate Afro-American men and women, we have never found out how to move money. So by the time my kids get ready to go to college, then all that pressure, then we want to go to the bank to get a loan, when the bank been getting money and joining how to move the money off of us. We have never learned how to move money going into 21st century, and the credit unions and so many banks have not gave us anything but put our money, and you're not seeing your money work. That's what we are talking about today.
Okay.
For those who are watching us, I don't get nothing out of this. Nothing. But it's important that for me, because we're not used to brown people telling us about a new wave of financially, and I don't get nothing else. Like, you got your own credit card, I can't touch your credit card. Once you do this is your money, you have your own account. So that's what we're doing. So since he called up, he get a free what?
He get a free book. You're gonna get a free book. All you need to do is send me your email to the phone number. The phone number would be 53.
You got to repeat that again. He
33.
ain't got a pencil.
215.
Hold on, I need to get it.
Yeah. So for those who are watching me, those who call up, we're going to give you a free book of learning the new process of how this thing really works. I'm sorry we didn't bring a book in and sample.
526
526
5333.
5333.
And have you heard of Bitcoin and crypto yourself?
No, I sure didn't.
Oh, all right, yeah, well, good. You definitely getting in the right space, and I would tell you, just take something small. The same way people go and play scratch off tickets every day and the numbers and hope to hit it big or something. All that ticket money you putting over there, take half of it and just throw it in some crypto, and then call me 6 months from now and see what happened. Let me know what you think of the advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular person. So we playing at our own risk, all of us, any of us that do this.
Right.
And also, I have to tell you, Bitcoin moves in cycles. I've been through a cycle in Bitcoin where when I first started, I purchased some Bitcoin. It went up kind of high, and I got excited. Then maybe a month, 2 months later, it went down and dipped all the way down. I'm a little mad, but I was still in profit. I didn't lose nothing. I was still in profit. Everybody told me to sell. I didn't sell nothing. I just held it. I said, man, what the heck? It's all or nothing with me. I'm keeping
It's
it.
all about trading.
Right.
It's all about trading.
So I wound up holding it, and now it went up way past what it went up the first time. Right now, what I'm holding. So I know this thing works, and I know it goes in cycles. So if you want to make some quick money or something, buy something, let it go up, then cash out. If so you don't have to go through no dips. But if you in it for the long haul, you just buy it and hold it.
Right.
And then we have some people average making $500 or $1,000 a day into their account, their own account, whereby they're making the decision where they're making $1,000 a day off of because this is a worldwide thing. Just like Visa. Visa is a $1 billion company where those who invested stock in Visa always seeing an increase in their money, just like MasterCard, just like Cash App. When the Mac card first came out, where a lot of people talking about, I don't know how to use the Mac card because people are used to claim. It's like email. Well, I don't want no email. Too many passwords. We're going to use this money. It's going to come right past us, or we're not going to be. We're going to be stuck with the USA dollar, current cash, while the other people that's rich-minded think rich-minded and take risks. We have to learn how to take risks when it comes to money. Just like life is all about roulette and taking chance and learning something different. It may seem strange to our audience and those who are watching us. Just like I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a counselor, but I know that God is trying to wake up brown people, to introduce brown people to a whole new way so we can come out of this bondage of being stuck and waiting on American money to get us out of bond. I want to thank you, Willie Gibbs, Gladiator, and I hope that you enjoyed your book.
Okay, after that, I just wanted to, say to you and everyone else, effort. It takes effort, to win the fight. You just spoke about something coming back from overseas, right?
That's correct.
We was in first class.
Yes, we was in first class.
Coming back, because that was the effort. So once you give the effort, you get first class. So,
wow.
Keep that in mind, brother. Keep doing. God's listening, God's hearing, God's seeing everything that you do.
Wow.
Stay positive.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks, Willie. Thanks, Willie.
Hey, that's Willie Gibbs. For those who know, that's Willie Gibbs, the Gladiator. 19 knockouts, 21 wins, and 3 losses. So his average knockout rate was 89%. Like when you went in the ring with Willie Gibbs, 9 out of 10, he gonna knock somebody out.
That's right.
So he was knocking out so many Americans, they took the fight overseas. Because he made it all the way on HBO, Showtime, ESPN Prize Fighter, ESPN2, the Fighter of the Year. where Willie Gibbs came from 46 and Market, where all he knew had was his gloves and his determination, and he had a team of us, all of us. I became an advisor, and Willie introduced me to the boxing world. I'm so grateful that Willie Gibbs, and we are still friends today. Also that I'm his godchildren, daughter and son, their godparents, and I'm so grateful what a great man Willie Gibbs, the Gladiator, gave us some great memories fights in his time on ESPN2. So my name is Showtime the Hype Man. We're talking about Bitcoins. We're hoping that those who would like to call up and add some information, don't be afraid because you call my radio station, somebody out there watching you, because they give your organization $5,000 of grant money. That grant money holds you hostage because you are dependent on a public figure or a public office person that has the same spirit. We're trying to help brown people. All people, doesn't really matter to us. Latinos, white, doesn't matter to us because crypto money don't discriminate nobody color, skin. Did I say that right? And I ain't got to speak your language. I'll find somebody to speak your language if you want to come, and we'll pay somebody to come down there to talk. And this thing is moving. This is a great wave. For those who like to call in to ask some questions, we have some of the coins right here. I want you to look at this coin here. Look at that. That's money. That's like a Super Bowl ring. Don't look like a Super Bowl ring? Look at that there. We have another coin here for those who are watching us.
Litecoin.
That's a Litecoin right there. We have another coin right here. Demonstration of different coins. This is another gold of it. Look at this.
Monero.
Monero.
Oh, no, that's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin.
That's Bitcoin right there. So we have different types, and then also we have one more to show our audience.
That one there is called Dash.
That's called Dash coins. So we have all the different coins of organization where those who are making money, those who are successful people, you can be successful just like them. We are looking for ordinary people that are willing to roll up their sleeves. And I am not a financial genius. I'm not a bank account. I don't get nothing out of it, but sharing the message to our audience is important for me. If I have a radio show, it's important that Showtime the Hype Man introduce y'all with some new stuff because we don't challenge ourselves. From you being a family man and raising up in Philadelphia, PA, up in my area where you live, born and raised at most of your time, and what keeps you going? Because every time I call you, you can't get no sleep. I went over in his front room. He got one of the biggest TVs you can get. So this in case he can't find his read glasses, he can just wink his eye up and see, hold on, I missed something. So for those who are watching us, we want you to call the radio station. Why? I'm hearing some of the people that you're with. Y'all can't even sleep.
You can't.
And it's like, they are hooked because they are seeing other people in other countries making all this money while we are busy, too slow to join in. Because my name is Showtime the Hype Man, and those who are watching me maybe still don't believe that we got a radio show. I said we. I didn't say mine. So I'm trying to do my best as a radio host to introduce y'all something new. And I'm talking about he right now here is still looking at the count and hoping that he don't miss something, and he on the radio show live. So tell the people why you so excited and why you don't get no sleep.
well, at this particular time, it's not time to sleep. See, right now we work hard, grinding. I'm saying really, I've been doing it since actually 2017, and certain times I calm down, but right now it's called a bull market. In the midst of the bull market, there's no time to sleep. You don't have time to sleep because there's too many gains you can make. I can sleep next year, the year after that. See, you work real hard like a squirrel when they putting all the nuts in their nest. They working hard, building, saving for that rainy day. So eventually, I won't have to go and do certain things. I won't have to I can relax and just, work off of what I put in already. So everybody's excited. I don't know, really, I don't even know why I can't sleep, because it's more or less, I think one of the reasons that keeps me up is learning. It's like I gotta stay up to speed with everything that's happening, because you could get one little tip and it could change your life forever in an instant. You can get in this market, you can get one tip, you can wind up spending $100, and $100 could turn into $1 million. That's how fast that can happen. Now, them shots don't happen all the time. A lot of times it's just sheer luck. You just happen to walk on something, or somebody told you something and you took the chance and did it. And just like you can win something that fast, you can lose it that fast too. But that's where you got to have a little heart, take the risk, and take the journey of learning.
I'm glad you said that. For those who are watching us, my name is Showtime the Hype Man. We got a show, morning show. And this is a show where if you have an idea that you feel that brown people can catch on and help, we have to learn how to help brown people, where we will go and get information from another culture where we have never learned the native of their tongue and their decision and how they really think. We always, my mother and her parents and them always thought where white people had conditioned us to always thinking that their fault what happened to us. I want to make that clear. We have to get out of that thinking. It's our fault. It's our responsibilities. Whatever they did to us, it's over. We got to be accountable for what we keep hearing what the other people done to us. And that's why we can't move, because of the old religion leadership and the old way of leaders, the old way of programmers, and giving us these slavery movies, giving us these old document stories. And we have seen in the 21 where they did in Washington that what they're doing with the flag, and this guy that came in Washington and went after his own vice president and went after his own people, now is called a wolf war among them. It's like a civil war with the Yankee and the I forgot what you call it, but the Yankees and them. We're seeing them going war out with the Republican Party has lost the value of their financial capital, and by them took a chance to bring a guy that they thought would bring the Republican Party up, but what happened was he had destroyed, then the other party will sneak in. All of a sudden now we ain't hearing much more about the stimulus money. We're not hearing more about where the unemployment rate went up even higher during Biden's administration. All of a sudden now we're not hearing a fast move about giving the poor people and those in this country has suffered because brown people always waiting for somebody to give us something. I want to play a song that we're going to be playing this Saturday just to change up the monopoly so me and him can talk and get a strategy going on. Go ahead. while you work. We are bringing the best, and we're going to talk about what happened to the industry because we have never invested money. We go by being on the stage, buying a car, or having a diamond ring and a bunch of jewelry on our neck, where the other people took the money and made the money. Now they invested money in Bill Gates and Amazon, Kmart's. They took the money off of black entertainment, brown people, where they was looking for a home and a pool and all 16 cars when you only can drive one, with 16 cars, where most people that are rich, you'll be surprised, they got a 1986 Toyota that runs good and their bank account can buy any car they want to. I met a big promoter, a Jewish guy, on the plane, one another fight that I was at with Frankie Trader. Another guy that I won a belt with. So, and I was grateful to honor Frankie Trader winning a championship belt in the city of Philadelphia. And where he told us that when I was doing my shows, and those who know I have done over 52 shows, I got documents, that's facts. And where he told me when I was wearing these suits and these ties to all my shows, he said, brother, you gotta know how to blend in with your audience. Because if they think, brown people think you making money, they will find jealousy and grudges to go after you. So I realized that every show I do to get a brand new pair of brand new jeans, a nice pair of jeans, a regular polo shirt, regular shirt with some white sneakers on, and show up and mingle with the crowd. I didn't know that. I thought by wearing a suit that would be attractive, but it was not. It could be a distraction to those who watch. So we're going to get it back into talking about the new way of money. For those who like to call up, you can get a booklet, right? What type of booklet it is, so the audience of those who like to call up on this phone. The phone numbers are 484-477. We got a radio show on Philly Hot Radio.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So we're going to be, for those who like to call up or are interested in, there you go, right there. Philly Hot Radio, this Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show. Good morning, caller.
Trey.
How you doing, Trey?
Transition the camera. You got the Philly Hot logo radio show.
Yeah, I know that. We have music. We was doing music.
Yeah, it's been on for a few minutes. Get it back on y'all.
Yeah, we just did that, Trey. We was doing music, and we live on the air, and I don't want you to give me...
Okay, I'm watching it, and it's been here for 5 minutes. All
Okay,
right.
yeah,
You're good. You're great.
Yeah,
All
thank you for calling. That's Tracy, our engineer. Thank you so much. That's Tracy. He's the engineer and one of the producer that built this radio show, and that means that he was watching out for us. So that tells you that the show is going live. So he just wanted to, because I had it on, but they don't know we was playing music, and we are introducing us to the stars that we're gonna have here this Saturday. So that's one of the producers. We also want to give Tracy a shout out in a healthy. Nobody knows what it costs, and he have demonstrated the cost of medication. Where also, when you go to a doctor, where you call it's a certain amount of money you give when you go to the doctor. Payco. It's a copay. Where his specialist cost him $495 for his copay. Wow. So even when my job wrongfully discharged me, where my medication used to be $5 to $10, but when I went back to make sure they cutted me off, the first week they got rid of me, the manager that went after all brown people cut our medication off in 1 week when you're supposed to wait to 30 days. And we are seeing the same people that's in some of these corporate jobs, like running these companies and managers, and some of them was down in Washington, D.C., where you think that your doctor or your lawyer, or because they have another, but we don't know what they do when they leave their job and go to a rally. We are still seeing flags on top of cars. This morning I saw a guy with his flag going, run around crazy on the highway, and now they running scared because the other party has saw that if we don't do nothing, these guys will make example and go out and do it again. We're watching the news when yesterday every channel saw the hearing what is going on in Washington right now. For those who are senators and Republican senators, you maybe want to take a look what is going on. And I want to thank the Democrat senators. And the Republican senator is not afraid because he went after his vice president because he did not change the law to uplift some of the counties where the former president thought that the vice president was a wimp. But what happened was he showed Donald Trump, I have to go by the laws, where he heard the people that was in Washington was looking for him to hang him because he went against what Donald Trump told him to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing what's been going on for the last 50, 60 years where brown people are still think they got all the gangster in them to their own brothers and sisters. Sure, we can beat each other up. Sure, we can hold grudges. Sure, we can know how to have attitude. We can fight on religion. We can fight because you stepped on my toes. You can fight because your wife left you. She wasn't satisfied with you. She met a decent person that will treat her better on Valentine's Day. Then you got an attitude with her. And we're seeing when nobody control nobody. But all of us go through that in our lifetime, think we can control a woman. At the end, she'll go somewhere else and give it to somebody else. So, we're talking real stuff here. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. So, what are you doing on Valentine's Day? Or if you had $20, or when is the most money, expensive money that you should buy on Valentine's Day, or you gonna get caught up spending your whole check, and then next year y'all ain't together no more. So we want those who calling up for men's. This is for brothers that want to call up, or women that want to call up that's watching us. What are you doing for Valentine, and what is the most expensive money that should be cut off for Valentine? Or you're going to go all out for your queen on Valentine's Day. We want those to call up at 484-477-6348. We're going to get into the coins and digital money, but we want to switch it up and have a little bit of fun. Where most people, what is do you feel for those who are watching us that have a wife, or maybe have a wife and a girlfriend? Who knows? I don't know what you're doing, Val. I don't know. But what are you going to do on Valentine's Day? And what is expensive? Or I heard a story where the guy was so broke, he would take the girl to Rite Aids, read the card to her, and she would read the card to him, and they put the card back in the shelf and go on. It's yeah, maybe y'all didn't hear the story. Where some people didn't have the money. He will go to Rite Aids, take the flowers, hand her the flowers like it's a Valentine gift, read the Valentine's Day card inside the store, and put the card back and put the flowers back. Or you have some men that maybe will go to shop Rite Aids or CVS, take a picture of the card, memorize the card, and read it out to her like he wrote it. What are you doing that is different on Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day happened to be on this Sunday. So we want our callers, for those who also can talk about your experience on Valentine's Day, or you went out and bought a diamond ring and a diamond bracelet in 2 weeks. Y'all ain't together no more. Can you call up and tell us your stories, your bad stories on Valentine's Day, even though where most people maybe don't want to talk about that, but this is something that we can have a little bit of fun. Life is about fun. So what are you doing on Valentine's Day that you feel that's going to be exciting, or something new that you can help me out? I've been with my wife for 25, 23 years. I don't know what I can get her. I guess it's the flowers and candy. If anyone that's watching us, do you have any new ideas on Valentine's Day? So we're going to get back into those who like to call up can get a booklet about the new coins and what we're talking about. So what else you want to talk about to our audience that are watching us around the world?
Well, this the book is called Bitcoin for Beginners. It's just a basic book to get you up to speed on Bitcoin. A little bit about cryptos in it too, but it's mainly getting you up to speed on Bitcoin so you understand the technology behind it, how it works, the blockchain, all the deeper stuff that I can't explain on a radio show, that I would need graphs and stuff like that to show folks to explain it, or a program. I'm not a programmer like the developers that write the code can explain that stuff better, so I'm not good on explaining that blockchain in a simple form where people can get it. But once you understand the code, you'll understand why it's going to change the way technology operates, and why so many big companies right now are getting excited and getting in. So many the stars, your Oprah Winfrey's, your Snoop Dogg's, and your Elon Musk's, your Bill Gates, your Jeff Bezos, Michael Sellers. You got so many different rich millionaires and billionaires coming into this space because they understand the technology and how secure it is. It's like when we send a picture to somebody, we take a copy of a picture, I can send it to you, you can send it to this person. Bitcoin and cryptos, they don't work like that. You can't send a copy of a Bitcoin to somebody. It's either you have it or you don't. It's not a way to send a copy. So that's why I guess folks don't understand that you can have digital money. The reason, what makes it so powerful is the simple fact that you can't copy it. I got 10 Bitcoins, I'm sending them to you, that's it. Nobody can take it and copy it and double now, you got 30 Bitcoins. You can't do that with it. So that's one of the technologies that make it so strong, where you see big companies taking their whole treasury and saying, I'm taking all my money out of USD and I'm putting it over here. And the companies that done that this far, most of them double their money. If they put 500 million in, now they're a billionaire, so this thing is really taking off. And all I can say is the best thing you can do is learn. Just learn as much as you can. Look at the space unbiasedly. Don't listen to the news tell you it's money for criminals and it's this and it's a bubble. Go and search, get your own research. Don't take my word, don't take the news. Just look with a level mind where you say, all right, I'm just going to look at this thing and see what it is and see where it goes. If you don't want to even take a look at the information, you don't like a person that don't like to study, just take a couple hours and put it in and then watch what happens. That's all. So.
Wow. I was sitting here and listening to where he's studying as a student, and where, for those who know, he's up 24 hours a day, and I'm still trying to figure out how he do it because he don't want to miss nothing. And Steve Harvey said something that for those who want to be successful, that you may be on the average 18 hours of sleep. And where people ask Steve Harvey, not to piggyback on him, but I listen to him because he's the #1 radio show. Why wouldn't I listen to him as a student? And I wish that I could meet him and pick his brains out. Where those who have been in this game, that's where we need to do when someone has been ahead and we have watched some of them And if you get an opportunity, treat them to lunch or invite them out for dinner or even invite them out for a coffee to pick some of the brain. I have went to some people and asked them, could I walk with you in your business the whole day to see what you do in the course of a day? When those who have never been around corporate people, those who have maybe never been around business people, of them going from meeting to meeting and traveling, going this meeting. I've been blessed early on as a young man in the city of Philadelphia, those who are watching me around the world, where I've been blessed to be with people that goes to meetings, one meeting to another meeting to another meeting of a course of a day. And also having meetings, evening meetings, where we have become a junkie to working for somebody else. We have become addicted to working for somebody else. We have become waiting for somebody to put us on a show, where the technology of social media is so big right now that we're afraid to do something on our own. And here we are giving you an opportunity today. That's like if your son was in the street making dirty money. All of a sudden the feds lock him up. And he have a lot of street money somewhere sitting in the garage or in the house. And his sentence was 10 years. He might be sitting on $100,000 of cash, of dirty money, where whatever he did, we're going to forgive him. Nobody knows how he did. It's none of my business what he did. Imagine we take that $100,000, put it into a stock, Bitcoin, digital coins, and he knows that in 10 years, that $100,000, also he taking a risk, because why he can have different type of crash, but the 100,000 don't move. Even though you have a crash, you won't lose your money completely. Did I make that clear?
That's right.
So but it's not going to have a bad crash that you'll still make some. Now, during the course of doing 10 years, investor to put $100,000, where so far it's a great time right now because the lack of economy is down. We only can do is come up. So most of those who are buyers that are big corporate worlds are buying everything up. He told y'all it's only $21 million in the stock right now. Did I get that right?
21 million coins.
20. Okay, so those who are entertainment business, those who are athletes, those who are in corporate worlds, those who maybe have money from family that trickle down, and we keep holding the money into these banks where the banks are not even telling y'all, banking on you to come to the bank so they can put some more money up, because they got a news board that came up and hit their phone. See, only rich folks get this information. I'm a brown guy on Philly Hot Radio Morning Show, trying to show my audience that I found something new. Because y'all are conditioned to go to the bank, go to the credit union, and listen to somebody else telling you what you should do. And then I see all the Afro-American, everybody want to get into real estate. Real estate has been over because they already mastered that way before we got into real estate. They're buying all our property. They've been bought everything. Anything we get, it costs us 6 times more for what the property maybe costs you because of you not the right information. Y'all may not understand what I'm talking about because I drive an old car. I live in a house that y'all might think that's not a house. Because I don't have the latest outfits, or I don't wear the biggest jewelry or the biggest diamond thing around my neck, or I may not have different colored Borsellini, so I don't fit in the material crowd. I have seen where my father wore Dickie khakis with some hush puppy shoes, but had $500,000, could have bought any type of design clothes because he was educated, understood the value of money. I'm talking about old time money. where we sitting there with all this education, all y'all got degrees in scientists, in counting, and counseling, or you got a degree, doctorate degree in religion. All these degree people sitting around, I guarantee half of y'all already got $5,000 in your account. I'm not saying that you don't, but I think half of them don't. And where we are smart, but we're not as smart that we think we are. And we're watching people have great education, but still stuck in the old system. What do you want to tell the audience? Because we are getting closer, and only 2 people got the books. We have about 8.
Four.
We got 4 people called. We got about 6 more books that we want to give out. Free. Did I say free?
That's right.
And knowledge is free. The phone number for those who are looking at me, just keep looking or hoping that I make a mistake. I made my mistakes early on. I'm a student to this game in this radio show because I'm getting better. And I know I'm getting better. See, I don't need no one to tell me that I'm not. I know it because I'm here every day to get better as a host. We got a radio show. See, I'm getting better. We got a radio show. This is your show where anyone that has new technology, anyone that want to share information of teaching brown people how to make the money. They told all brown people get into real estate, so everybody ran the school to be a real estate. Is that right or wrong?
That's right.
We talked about barbershops and hairdressers in the 80s where everybody wanted to have a beauty salon and a barbershop. Is that true? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Where we have all these stores was popping up with beauty salons and daycares. Now we see all the churches and most of the people want a daycare center. Everybody, now we seeing all the daycare centers. Why do we always follow in a trend? We are giving you something today. Why we cannot get involved in Bitcoins and make it a trend when we talked about, when we hear what everybody doing, because one time everybody talking about, I'm going to get me a piece of property. Where all the properties and buildings was already taken. Whatever we getting nothing but crumbs. They've been way ahead of that. They're going a new way because the value of your property that you can't even actually afford because the banks have got the word to tell you that don't give brown people no more homes. Let them live in projects again. Y'all don't see what's going on. So what do you want to tell our viewers, because we're getting close and we have 6 more books to give away. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio. We got a radio show and we want to introduce y'all to something new.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
And we was marketed. So what do you want to tell with our audience? Because I know that there's a lot of things that you want to say because we don't have a big screen where you can demonstrate the stocks and where it goes ups and down, and some of the stories where some of the people invest in Bitcoins and where the brown people are still afraid, where they be surprised that their pastor may be taking your tithe money and I'll be honest, taking your money and putting it somewhere in a share for him and his family when none of y'all know about. He gonna give you a good service, and he gonna preach real hard because he's seen that the Bitcoins are doing good when he should have been studying for service, but now he into Bitcoins and he into know that the more money I go back and tell my congregation, so because the congregation closed down, I'm going to go on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm going to preach y'all service to make sure that my members keep the money going because I found a new way, but I'm not willing to tell the brown people, my congregation, that I found a new way to make money, but because he want y'all to stay where y'all at so he can control and look higher for only a few people. I'm not bashing nobody religion. I want to make that clear. But why have we been in religion all our life when none of y'all ain't prosper and making money, but you got every scripture in your back pocket, front pocket, and you maybe have some in your arm or got tattooed what a scripture say? I'm not bashing. What I'm saying is time to go a new way in the 21st century so we can all benefit for the future of brown people in this country. What do you want to say to people?
Well, all I can say is really only basically the same things I've been saying. It's educate yourself, get into the space, dip your feet in the water, put your toe, just like when you go swimming, you dip your little toe and your foot in that water, then you dip your whole leg and you slowly get in there and then you learn how to swim. Do that and you'll see the benefits of this thing. Keep your eyes open. I mean, you'll see stuff on the news all the time, just announcing. They always announcing. Go to the SEC website and start looking at who's purchasing and who's announcing publicly what they've done with their treasuries and things like that. If you look a little bit, you'll see the vision of this thing and where it's going. And it's with like me, I wouldn't be doing it if the internet never came out. I probably wouldn't be at this stage. The 90s is what got me to this stage. When the internet came out, I tried to stay away from it. I didn't want to go into the internet. It was slavery. They're going to be tracking us and all that stuff. If you know some of my history, for years I've been pushing consciousness on us. Wake up. Different lecturers and people, the Clarks and the Francis Quest Welsons and people like that. I pushed that for so long, so I understand us as a people needing to educate ourselves and understand our history and who we are to take us further. But so after having that background, coming all the way up to this right now, I understand we have to know when the system is changing. The money system is changing, with you or without you. It's going to change. You're going to be using digital money. And so, in a sense, you're already using it. Everybody's using Cash App and Vimeo and what's the other thing? Google Pay, Apple Pay. You use all these payment systems on your phone. All that is digital money. It's just not the same type of digital money as crypto. Crypto is just a little more secure on a blockchain, and it operates a little differently than those systems. But this system is coming, and it's with you or without you. So you might as well learn it now, as opposed to right now you can get in. Bitcoin is fairly expensive at 40,000. Let's just round it off, 40,000 for one Bitcoin. You're not going to get into a Bitcoin that's 400,000, and then the news is telling you everybody now let's do crypto, and they're trying to show you. Because I remember when the Mac machines came out, when the money access machines came out, or the automatic teller came out back in those 80s, they ran the machines out. On the news, they said, here's the Mac machine, the new access system, shows you how to work it. You got to put your PIN number. They showed you all the steps to how to do that. But now it's Bitcoin ATMs everywhere. They're all around you. Nobody's showing you how to work when the news is saying nothing about them, but they build the infrastructure all around you. Mm-hmm. So I know it's coming. If just open your eyes and look. Put in your phone, Google Bitcoin ATM nearby. Watch how many little red dots are going to pop up on the map of these Bitcoin ATM machines all around your city, in the hood, in the suburbs. I don't care where you at, you're going to see them. So the infrastructure is already here.
You look on your Cash App.
Yeah, it's in Cash App. It's in you can buy cryptocurrencies in PayPal. You can buy them on Robinhood. They're everywhere right around you, but it's up to you to look. You don't have to wait for the news to tell you to look. I'm telling you, look right now. But if you get most of your information from 3610 or CNN, they're gonna give you the stories, but they're not gonna encourage you to go in and investigate some of the stuff. So it's up to you to say, well, let me investigate. Because when I first heard Bitcoin, I heard about it in 2010. Bitcoin, digital money, and I got the same reaction all of y'all probably have. What the heck? How you gonna, you turn your face up? How you gonna have digital money? So but it intrigued me. It was how. My question came out here was how, and I left it alone until all the way up until I heard it again, maybe in 2015 or 16. Didn't respond. The same question came. How? What the heck is this? How? I don't understand how you can have digital money. Then when 2017 kicks in and they introduced me to something called BitConnect, which was a scam, and I didn't know at the time it was a scam, I said, well, put $150 in this and I'm gonna make some money. I'll see what happens. I'll gamble that. That's nothing. Let's try it. So I did that. It was a scam. I lost that money in that platform, but it taught me so much and showed me the infrastructure. Me just making that first purchase, going to the pawn shop on Broad and South, that pawn shop somewhere down there, Borden, I think it is Borden South, I think. And I got the first Bitcoin from them. I didn't get enough, so I had to go get $50 more. I didn't feel like riding back down South Philly. We ride into a A+ mini market, and there's a Bitcoin ATM machine. First time I seen one. I'm like, what the? Bought the extra Bitcoin from that ATM machine. From there, that's when I did the come outside, Google Bitcoin ATMs nearby, and it's like you see all the red dots pop up, and I'm like, damn, they everywhere. So I had that day I was with my son. I'm sitting there in the car with my son, and he's not understanding how that just affected me when I seen all those red dots, all these Bitcoin machines everywhere in the city, and nobody's saying nothing. So I'm looking at it like, well, they're going to unroll this new money system, and they ain't even going to tell the people. It's going to be a lot of hurt people. But then when the pandemic comes in, it kind of changes that whole scenario for me because it actually slowed everything down. So just the way I thought the system was going to come in abruptly, it's coming in smooth right now. So you have the United States dollar, then you have Bitcoin. You had the United States dollar coming down very slow. You had the Bitcoin coming up, and they'll meet. So they don't need everybody. They don't need everybody to be in the system at the same time. They want to keep some of y'all out, and because they don't want to do too much disruption. It needs to come down evenly, and then trust me, they're going to tell you to use this money or do that. They're going to tell you you're going to jump in. As we speak right now, the Federal Reserve is actually they're making so everybody has to have their own digital wallet. Now it's not going to be the Bitcoins that's going in those wallets. It's going to be central bank digital currencies or Federal Reserve or digital dollars that they're sending inside of this. I don't know exactly which one they're going to use yet, but even some of this pandemic money you may receive is going to become electronically. It's all on a card. You're not getting dollars for this money. They just send it to you electronically. So if you can see an infrastructure being built around you, you need to start paying attention. It's like the old days of that horse and buggy. When they start building them streetways and getting rid of the cobblestone streets, some people seen it and knew that, we better start looking at these cars. Maybe we want to invest in some of these cars or something like that. And other people, we're going to stick with the horse and we're going to keep doing that. Well, Bitcoin is the equivalent of that when it comes to money. It's the same exact thing. The money is slow. To send money to somebody in Africa, or you want to wire some money, you know how long it's going to take. But if I send Bitcoin, I can send it to you anywhere in the world, and it's going to get to you in about 10 to 15 minutes. You're going to have it right there. So it's something everybody should look at. It's a new technology, just like any technology. And if somebody ever tells you Bitcoin is not worth nothing, it ain't backed by gold, it ain't backed by silver, well, neither is Twitter, neither is Facebook. Facebook and Twitter are technology. Are you going to tell me Facebook is not worth nothing? Twitter's not worth nothing? Google's not worth nothing? They don't have no intrinsic value, but the tech is the intrinsic value when it comes to the tech companies. They're worth plenty. And Bitcoin has, it actually has property. Some of the other cryptocurrencies have properties, there's technology behind them. It's programmable money. I can send the money out to work for me now. I don't have to go out and work. I can send the cryptos out there and they're work right now. The cryptos in the background working. and they're accumulating and doubling and tripling while I'm just sitting here. I don't have to do nothing. I can just sit back and let the money grow. So if you know that kind of system is here, if you immerse yourself in this a little bit, you can learn some of these things and see ways to make your money grow while you're sleeping, while you're sitting around doing what you really love. You might love being on the radio. I can sit on the radio, but that crypto is still working because the money is working. We trade our energy for money. We do action, like active making our money. We got to be running and running like you on a treadmill just to get $1. But take some of that money and let the money go out and work for you. Then you don't have to work as hard. And if you do it long enough, a period of time, 3, 4, 5 years, you'll see the fruits of that, and you can sit back and coast after that if you like. But some of us, got a lot of ambition. We ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep going.
Wow. I don't know what else that he can say when it deals with the new digital money, because a lot of people, because brown people has been condemned in the spirit of not knowing, where we're afraid to be risk takers, where I'm introducing us to something where we are slow to catch on when everybody else across the global world have digital coins in their pocket. They taking money for their children, like a saving for their kids to go to college. Maybe, and those who parents where they recycle their children to make sure that their children get a house, where they set the kids soon they born, they put their money in digital coins, been going on for years, where by the time they son 25, when they get married, mom and them present them a check or funds into their account because they invested early on. We're not used to investing money early on to our children. Our parents didn't know, our grandfather, only thing we knew was the credit union and the banks, where technology is a value coin, where phones are big money, where laptops are big money. That's called property. Where because a lot of us are not used to not paying close attention to, because we see a physical building, but we don't realize that the new buildings are new technology where they are investing money global around the world, where I don't have to speak the language, but if I put my money, it will travel and recycle, where I am being a competitor now, where I can sit back and do the stuff that I'm doing. And the reason why I can do this radio show from Monday to Saturday, because I invested my money in a whole new way. People might see me here every day. They give me a chance to work on my craft, to work on my speaking engagement, to work on other stuff while I'm here. How do you think that Serena Williams, they have built a brand where she is worth money off her hard work? Tiger Woods don't never have to swing a golf again because he done the work early on. LeBron James is raising his children on stock and bonds and showing them a new way, where mostly professional fighters like y'all might laugh at Money Mayweather, but Money Mayweather have people that have taught him how to make his money benefit. Where Mike Tyson, y'all might thought that Mike Tyson talked like a little voice, but Mike Tyson had the right people. He invests money in marijuana, where he had trees of marijuana, where Christmas trees has been invested for years when we go out and purchase Christmas trees. Just like Valentine's Day, where we're going to go out this week to buy cards. That's a brand in a building. Valentine's Day candy, that is a brand in a building. We have never learned how to master equity money and be creative, but we are the consumer that makes Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, any holiday, we come out and put our dollars, but when it's all over, your bank account has never value. We do not learn the technology. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We got a morning show.
Let me say something to you too.
Okay, good.
You mentioned Venus Williams.
Yeah.
Well, the two sisters, I don't know which one it was, But of those two sisters, think back to maybe 2014, they invested in something called Coinbase. Coinbase is an exchange that sells all the cryptocurrency. So they were early investors in Coinbase. So that just for the audience information, look it up and you'll see what Serena or Venus, one of the two sisters, actually invested in Coinbase. I just wanted to add.
Well, and it's other celebrities and stars. Because I'm not a star in the city of Philadelphia, and where most of my audience and viewer watch me, they look at me like a regular person, or I'm just because we have never knew how God has put people in front of us. I'm an ordinary person, and I'm going a whole new way where things are going to change for me because I'm a risk taker, where I'm not afraid to take $10,000. Put it into where I see where MasterCard has built up, Visa has built up, where Cash App has built up, even Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that is a building where we are not really looking at. Just like the NBA. NBA has stocks, and that's why the NBA can still go on, because they have invested. The NBA gonna be a turnaround for this time, and they telling the investor it might be low right now because of the COVID-19. Everything that's gonna change. Y'all better pay a close attention to my radio show. And you keep looking at me, think that I don't know what I'm talking about, because poor people always the smartest people. But their bank account tell me that they're not that smart. Educated people are the most educated, brainstorm, book knowledge. But if I go around and technology would tell me, we'll look at your bank account and really tell me you may have triple degrees, but your bank account does not equal to what you have learned inside these schools. The only one they take your tuition money and bank it in Bitcoins. They take all y'all and build you up to go to all these schools, and they'll take your profit where schools are investing money into this new way of money. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. I hope that we gave y'all everything we got. We're going to come back because no one called. We have 6 books that we're going to give out for the next show. So we're going to keep jabbing at this because we just can't stop, because the more I do it, the more you see I get hyped. I don't know about y'all. We get hyped. So we about to close this radio show. Showtime the Hype Man got a radio show.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
See ya.